What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Midnight Music. I'm your host, Corey, joined by fellow co-host.
Thomas.
Today we are reviewing absolute great album, the illustrious, elegant Adele. We're doing album 21, which there's not really much background on that other than the fact that she produced this album based off her age, and I don't have my laptop in front of me, so I can't really look at anything else. But I mean, if you don't know Adele by this point, God help you, and you've lived a sad, sad life. Honestly, you've lived a sad life.
This is
'Cause
very
look,
true.
you say what you will about everything or genres or whatever. There are certain musics that just transcend the genre barrier, or just the cultural barrier, just everything. And Adele's one of those artists. So fuck yourself. If you haven't listened to her, fuck yourself because you have a problem. You need to go ahead and turn on the radio, go to Spotify or fucking Apple Music. I don't give a fuck. Hunt her down and find her. Her music's great. I mean, don't find Adele the person, just find her music.
I'd say
If you find
let's
Adele the
be
person,
careful.
you're sick. There's something wrong with you.
Let's be careful.
You're
there,
sick
all
and there's something wrong with you.
I'll give you some stats since
Got
I'll
some
be
stats?
Corey's concise notes with Thomas here
With a C.
with the C. So here's some notes for you. The lowest played song on Adele only has 76 million plays
On 21.
on 21.
Okay.
With it being "I'll Be Waiting," which we'll actually get to.
Because I'll be waiting.
Actually, I'll Be Waiting. It's a good song. So that's the point. The highest. What do you think the highest played is?
Blanking out.
It
What's
is-
that last one called again? Because I love that one. That's the
It's
one. I
Someone
know.
Like You.
Someone Like You. I'm not gonna look.
So
Either Someone Like You or Rolling in the Deep.
The difference is 125 million.
Yeah. So it's Someone Like You or it's Rolling in the Deep, and it's probably Someone Like You.
Someone Like You is correct with
Yeah.
1.95 billion.
Gorgeous song.
Almost,
we're gonna get
almost
into it.
2 billion.
We're gonna get into it, but just
She actually has
of course.
3 songs on this album that hit a billion plus. Actually, 1.5 billion plus. All 3 songs have hit 1.5 billion.
Of course, like of course.
So, we can get on to Thomas's tier list here.
Please. I'm
T's.
excited for this one.
And might I add, this is a first for my tier list also.
Yep.
So we have 4 sections. We have no, you shouldn't listen to this song at all.
Okay.
We have you should listen to this one time, and that should be it, just for
Okay.
when you're listening to the album. We have yes, you should listen to this, and yes, you should put it on an album somewhere, but it might fall off and in as you live.
Yep.
We have for life, songs that you will listen to for the rest of your life, and even 30 years from now, they'll still hold up and be just as good. Okay, so let's start with Rolling in the Deep. If you don't know Rolling in the Deep, you're living under a rock. Amazing song.
Yep.
Just, as I said, 1.8 billion plays. So, obviously, really good song. Obviously, plays don't mean everything, but when it's 1.8 billion, it kind of tells the story.
Yeah, it speaks for itself. I have no notes on it. Absolutely fantastic song. And you're going to hear that from me a lot of no notes for Adele because, I mean, you just can't compete with that. I don't even know if she's a person who writes her own music. I would assume she probably does based off the feelings of them, but I don't know that for fact. But vocals and just, I mean, goddamn.
If she doesn't write her own music, then she really sings from the heart.
Yeah,
because it's so meaningful, so personal feeling.
It's insane. Like you just can't. It's just perfect.
So perfect. Rolling in the Deep, for life.
Yeah,
as it should be.
Of course, there's no questions.
Okay. We then go on to Rumor Has It, which I'm actually surprised at how many plays this doesn't have.
Yeah, I know. I think it's because it was probably got overshadowed because it probably dropped and then probably Rolling in the Deep hit or Someone Like You hit somewhere
or
around
Set Fire
it.
to the Rain hit.
Set Fire to the Rain hit. Fucking just burned it. Just burned it out because you're competing against yourself at this point.
Right. It still is 342 million. Like crazy.
Oh, it's awesome.
So
it's awesome.
I will probably actually talk about stats for a lot of these songs only because
she's a huge artist. She's way bigger.
She is huge.
She's bigger than you think she is, and still not as big as you would think that she would be.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah. But Rumor Has It, also for life. Turning Tables. Still very Adele. Still very heartfelt.
And very good.
Still very good. I don't have it all the way in for life. I actually have it mostly in, yes. And
that's fair.
The edge of the T is like tickling for life.
The tea's doing a little bit of tickling.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It's a good song. It's by far an amazing song. It's just I don't know how it's gonna hold up. Yeah, I could see a little bit of it not being able to. But then we jump to "Don't You Remember," and this is still amazing.
Yep.
For what it is, but in the grand scheme of things, I think this is her worst song in this album. It's not the worst played. It does have 263 million, but I do think this is the worst sounding one on this album.
I mean, look, that's probably a fair estimation. I don't know. I kind of like at a certain point, my eyes just turned to like hearts, and I was just like, I love this. I love everything.
No, that's fine. Absolutely.
So I mean, you might be right. It might be upon like a re-listen. It might be very weak.
Yeah. So, it's just one of those things where it's still a yes. It's still a yes, but it's like slowly leaning left.
Yes.
It's on the thing. Yeah. Then we go to "Set Fire to the Rain."
Yep.
Which is 1.6 billion views.
Of course. Gorgeous.
So where do we think it sits, Corey?
Where it's at on the list? It's For Life.
Oh, there you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Amazing song. Beautiful song. Beautifully constructed. Beautifully sung. Beautifully just everything.
The music video is great too. There's music videos for a lot of these.
Then we go to "He Won't Go," which is...
I actually enjoyed that song.
It is a decent song.
I did actually kind of like that. I think that was my first time. This is my first time listening to this album, but I've heard a lot of it because, it's popular. But I liked it.
Once again, I think "He Won't Go" is just barely above "Don't You Remember." So I do think this is like the second worst song on this album.
That's interesting.
It's such an amazing album that this is still a solid yes.
Yeah,
it's still a solid yes.
It's still high up there. It's such a great album.
Yeah. Then we go to "Take It All."
Yep.
Which is phenomenal.
Yep.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
And makes it completely into "For Life."
Yep.
This is gonna be a very short podcast.
It's gonna be a short podcast, and you know what? You know what it is that she's one of those artists. You get every now and again you get like a Gaga, you get like a I would even sufficient to say like a Drake, just someone that you could just sell to really anybody, and something on their catalog is gonna hit with somebody. Someone's gonna feel it.
I feel like when she was making these songs, she didn't stop until she was like, "That's a banger," and then she didn't stop until it was like, "That's a banger."
Yeah,
because it's just back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
It is 11 songs in this album, so it's not like a full 18 or anything, but
they're solid all the way through. They felt like they were cared for, nurtured. They felt like
crazy.
they took a whole fucking 9 months to pop out. Like it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Insane.
So we'll go to "I'll Be Waiting."
I will be waiting.
I will be waiting to listen to that song again because it is a phenomenal song.
Yeah.
I also put that in "For Life."
Yep.
Because once again, it's just by far amazing.
I mean, she makes music. Like, it's just, there's no other way to describe it. Like, some people just put like shit on like a canvas and call it art. What she's doing is she's painting the shit. And I love it.
I don't even think it's shit.
It's not shit.
I feel like she's somehow found a way. Yeah, something like that. I feel like she's somehow found a way to liquidize diamonds and paint with diamonds.
And paint with solid diamonds. She's a genius.
Beautiful.
She's
beautiful.
Amazing. It even transcends like lyrics in a way to make it more like poetry, sort of like how rappers do, or more specifically like people like Kendrick Lamar. How their poetry becomes their rap or their music. Whereas some music, I feel there's a strong line between what is considered poetry and then what is considered poetic music and shit like that. Yeah. And this falls more into that line of poetry, but just done so elegantly and beautifully that it just becomes music.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. I'm here for it all the time.
By far. And I think that she just does such an amazing job with really, you know what it really is? A lot of artists will do an album and try to paint like maybe a story throughout the whole album.
Yeah.
But I think what she was doing was she was like, I'm going to paint a story in every single one of these. And they're going to all kind of tie together. They're like mini stories that tie into a bigger story. And she does such a good job. It is just, amazing. amazing.
Yeah, it's like whoever broke her heart just unleashed
They need to go
the
fuck
best
themselves, but
artist in
like
herself.
also thank you.
Like for real, like she just made I mean she does it. There's no other words.
I'm not. It's
It's
just amazing.
incredible.
It's just amazing.
It's
It's
incredible.
a loss for words for most of these songs.
It is completely astonishing.
One and Only
Yep.
is the only other song, one and only other song that is on the line with Turning Tables
Okay.
between Yes and For Life.
Okay.
Still an amazing song. There
Yeah.
just was something there that was like, I just don't know of how long it's gonna
Yeah.
last. We then go to Love Song,
Yeah.
which
I really fucking liked Love Song.
it's just
actually.
amazing. I don't get it. I really don't get how she was able to make 11 songs.
It's insane.
And only 4 of them I really have complaints about. And it's not even really a complaint. It's like I just don't know what's missing. But like,
yeah.
it's either something's missing or it just doesn't. I don't know what it is. But they aren't as refined as the other ones, which is
such a weird thing to say.
It's such a weird thing to say. But it's also like so hard to compare a song to another song. But when you have such high, like insanely incredible songs that are absolute bangers on this list, you have to compare it to it. Because if you took like One and Only on its own, and you wanted to just rate that alone, it's high. It's so high.
Yeah.
But when you put it in this album, it forces itself to come down.
Yeah, you're putting giants with giants.
Right. You're putting people. You know, it's just crazy. So, Love Song, For Life, amazing song. And then we go to Someone Like You, which is the biggest song on this list. Like I said, with 1.955 billion.
Rounding out the album, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, that's a song that like you just know it. Like when it comes on, you're just like, I know the words, I know the theme of it. Here, I'm vibing. I'm excited. I know the music, I know the cues. Like it's great. It's fucking, goddamn.
It's not even like, even if you took away the lyrics of that song, it would still be beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the instrumental part of it's just so gorgeous and so incredibly well crafted and shaped that it's like, my goodness, what an amazing sounding song. And then you add a person like Adele who can sing like crazy. And you add the writing style and the writing ability. I don't know if it's from Adele, but I'm going to assume it's from Adele.
I mean, we can look. I feel like she does write her music.
Performed by Adele, written by Dan Wilson.
She does write most
of
her own songs, yes.
Yes. And produced by Dan Wilson. So the person she's producing with is the person who's also writing with her. So I think that might help with making these songs, is your producer and your performer are also the writer. So they're all on the same page of what they're trying to create and what they're trying to bring together. So it's such a beautiful album in the grand scheme of things. And it's crazy. I can't believe how amazing an album can be when it's like this. It's like a little longer than like a regular album, because I feel like regular albums are technically 9 tracks. They're either 9 tracks or 18 tracks.
Yeah, I don't know the technicality of it actually.
But 11's like an odd spot, but it's still really good.
It's very nice. It's short and concise to the point. Yeah. We're not doing extra stuff to seem more relevant. We're not doing extra stuff to like stay on task. Like we are here and we're here for it. And yeah, I mean, it's fucking mind-boggling how she can just do that. Keep it nice and like on track, like a lot of the other albums we've listened to so far. Some of them have felt a little off topic at points or tried to add in like poppy hits or stuff. This doesn't feel like we were searching for a hit. This feels like we were just making music and it just happened to be resonating with a lot of people at once.
And a lot of the other tracks that we've kind of also listened to have this issue where they kind of run into a rut, especially when they're all from like one artist with no features, which this is all one artist, no features, where it sounds the same.
Does she do features?
She doesn't have any features on this. But for this, it is so gorgeous that it just makes it just incredible. And every song doesn't sound similar because the musical style and the musical background helps keep it different with the singing and the vocalizing of what she's doing. So it really just makes it real, like it's almost like watching fireworks.
Yeah.
On every single song.
Yeah,
You
it
get
feels
you get a
special.
different kind of firework. You get a different kind of show, and it's just gorgeous. So, if you're ready, we can move on to ratings.
Yeah, I am ready. Let's go ahead and look. I know what I really, really like, what I really, really don't like. With that, I'm gonna throw it out a solid 9 Adeles out of 10 21s.
I'm gonna also rate it a solid 9 Adeles out of 10 21s.
Beautiful.
Odd rating system.
Dude, I love it though. It's great.
It's fine.
I was gonna do 20 to 21s, but I was like, that fucks up everything.
That literally does.
So, yeah, no, that's perfect. So the Midnight Music Review score is a 9 Adeles, a 10 21s.
Yep.
I'm here for it. It's definitely worth a listen. Go listen it. Any final thoughts to share on that?
No, it's just amazing. I said we kind of made history with this one because there is no one times.
There's no one time.
Every single song on this album, I am recommending that you put on a list on something.
Yep.
It is just amazing.
Perfect.
So, okay, you want to close it out?
Go ahead, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Leave a comment. Leave us suggestions for albums to listen to. Things of that nature. Follow us on Spotify. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on X. Do all those good things. Share the video with people. Watch it 3 times. Watch it 4 times. I don't give a fuck. Just watch it. Enjoy yourself.
If you do subscribe, do hit that notification bell so you get notified.
That notification bell.
So you get notified of when we post the next time.
Yes.
We also have a comment section that we do want you to use because we want to get feedback. We want to get a playlist that you guys want us to, possibly review. We're not going to review, like we said in the last podcast, we're not reviewing stupidly long, playlists.
We're not going to do a super long playlist. I'll do one playlist that has 1,000 songs on it, but only by the first person who puts it in there.
That is true. And we mainly want feedback. We want feedback for how we can make these better, and we want feedback for what you would like to see, what albums you would like to see, what maybe different kind of podcasts you'd like to see. Because obviously this is Midnight Music, but we do have Midnight Review that we do.
Yep.
And we have some others in the works, but we want to know what you guys would like to see, what kind of content you'd like to see. So please let us know in the comment section down below.
Yep. Thank you guys, and have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night.